Hey guys, welcome back to the Quick Shifts channel. My name is Jason, and today we're going to talk about our brand new 4xe. It's a 2023 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited Rubicon 4xe, and today we're going to walk you through the specs that we got, what we have included in this package, and what is not included in this package. And then we'll take you for a test drive in this and tell you what we think of it thus far. We only have a couple hundred miles on it right now. And we'll fill you in through a series of videos about how we like living with it, the range we get, and all those kind of things. If there's something that you want to see in particular, please leave those comments down below. Tell us what you want to see, what updates you want, and we'd love to make sure that we get you guys the feedback that you want to hear. But first off, let's start by talking about what this is. This is a PHEV, a plug-in hybrid electric vehicle. So this has a gas engine, and it also has an electric motor in here. And they're both connected to the transmission through a clutch system that allows this to switch back and forth and or use both the gas ICE engine or the electric motor at the same time to have its full maximum horsepower. So again, this 2023 Jeep Rubicon 4xe is in bright white. As you guys can see, it does not have the color match fenders or the color match top, but it does have the three-piece top. Now, I know there's multiple top options that you can get for these, but in our case, we in particular wanted the three-piece top, because if you're familiar and seen some of our previous videos, we do have the hoist lift system here to lift it on and off that makes it much easier to live with. So we definitely wanted that freedom top, so we can take the top off or take the top front section off if we'd like to. That was important to us. One option we didn't get that you guys might notice is we didn't get the steel bumper this time. Now that was mostly based on the fact that we had to purchase what was on the lot. And this time around the lot did not have a steel bumper vehicle on there for us to select from. So that was one setback for us. Again, it has the KO2 tires on here, which are the default tire for a Rubicon. And these come in a 285 size here. And again, with the 4xe, you have a charging port here, which you guys are probably familiar with this if you've seen previous videos. The 4xe has been around since, I believe, 2021. So nothing new there. There's not a lot of model changes that have happened from the first year to 2023. There are some changes, as you guys have probably seen, for 2024, but of course that's part of the reason why we got such a discount on this particular vehicle, because they did announce the 2024s are on their way. So all 4xes do come with the 8.4 Uconnect screen on default. Being a Rubicon, we do get the sway bar disconnect, the front and rear lockers, and this does have the tow package, which was important to us. In addition to the tow package, it also has the heated and cooled winter package, which was important. But you'll notice that even with that package, we have the cloth seats. We do not have the leather seats. So really, we don't have any of the safety features. So we have a standard mirror in here. We don't have the big box that you get when you get the safety features. We don't have a headliner. So this is pretty much a base build. There are no frills in this other than cold weather and tow package. And all 4xes do come with the nice steering wheel with the blue stitching in it, which is a very nice feature. And the 4xe, we have the hybrid, electric, and e-save buttons, and we'll talk more about those in a little bit. Also, it appears that starting in December, builds with the cloth seats do not have the mole backs on them like they used to. If you looked at the Gladiator that we had cloth seats in there, but we had the mole backs on them where you could attach tools and accessories to it if you wanted to. Now, in full honesty, we never really used those. So it looks cool, but it wasn't something that was make or break for us because we hardly ever used them. You do still get pockets in here that you can put stuff in to store things. And of course, every Jeep has the removable doors that everybody's familiar with. And what you'll also see is that the cloth seats have a fold up, fold down cup holder in the center for the back seat. And the seats, like every Jeep, you can fold them down and fold them flat to make more space in the back. And if we come around to the back swings open like it always has in all Jeeps. Top swings up and you still have plenty of room back here. And then all 4XEs also have the Alpine system in them by default. And again, like all Wranglers, you have a cubby down here where you can keep all of your things and stuff and your charger. And we actually have some accessories underneath that as well. Umbrellas and things in case you get caught out in the rain. So you can see the latch hooks here for tethering things to that, such as child safety seats or anything else that you want to use that for. In fact, we still have some stripping on here that we can peel off. Also, all JLs have the nice little sticker on the back gateway door. Another nice feature of the 4XE, all the wheels have this unique design on the wheels and the little blue Jeep printed on the wheel itself. We also have the LEDs in 4XEs. I believe that comes as a default as well. We'll take you through over on this side. Just like the other side, the seats will fold down. And again, you have a pocket in here for putting your things in. And of course, you always have to have bags of ducks for when you run into other Jeeps. You can go ahead and give them a duck. All right, let's go ahead and jump into the front seat over here. I've got the Monroney sticker, and we can talk exactly about the options on here that we went over here. So you can see the base price on a 2023 Jeep Wrangler 4-door Rubicon 4XE. It starts at $60,585. You can see the list of default options. You can check this out online as well, that every 4XE comes with. And then in this particular case, it's a bright white with the black interior, cloth interior. Has that cold weather group, as we spoke about, with the remote start, heated front seats and steering wheel. It also has a trailer tow package, which gives you the auxiliary switch, the 700 amp maintenance-free battery, and the receiver hitch on the back with the 7 and 4-pin wiring harness. Actually, I'll scoot back there again to show you guys that. And of course, you have the all-weather floor mats on this package, which are very nice to have. There are many options out there that you can pick up, but this one has those equipped. And then the 3-piece black hardtop that we like. And then, of course, that monstrous destination charge that seems to be growing every time we go and look at a vehicle is now up to $17.95, which puts this at a sticker price of $67,035 for this vehicle out the door. And then again, you can see the warranty coverage on this, which is very important to have, especially on a Jeep, because you never know where you're going to go or what roads you're going to take or what semi-roads you're going to take. Everybody wants to take their Jeep off-road, but not many get to do that. In our case, we try to do it as much as we can. Now, what sets this apart being a hybrid electric vehicle is that it has a 39 mpge gas rating on it, which is based off of how much gas you'll use versus electric used, how far you can go. It says that you can go about 22 miles if you look at this here in range, but thus far we've been seeing about 24 to 26 miles of full electric range only without going over to gasoline. So it's been overperforming, but I will say that the dash is pretty accurate. And again, we'll talk about that in a little bit too. All right, so let's go ahead and jump in here and we'll show you the screens and go for a ride. Give you guys a little bit of an experience of the 4XE. All right, so you put your foot on the brake down below, you hit the start button here, and the Jeep comes to life. But you'll notice that this Jeep comes to life without the engine starting up. It's very quiet and it's all electric. So the vehicle is on and it tells you vehicle is ready to drive, but it is very quiet and you don't hear much of anything from it except for some clicks and pops coming from the car itself. And when the gas does kick on, you will hear that slightly. You guys might not be able to hear it through the mic. It's still very quiet with the 2.0 liter 4-cylinder turbocharged engine that the Jeep has had for a few years now. But it's very nice, very quiet, gives you lots of torque. So before we get started off driving here, I do want to show you some features on the screen here that are unique to the 4XE. So in this mode, it's called Efficiency Coach, and as you move forward and move back, it will actually guide you and tell you how efficiently you are driving. So the more efficient you drive, the more range and duration you can get out of the battery, so the further you can go on a charge. Also in here, you're able to see the charge power mode, which will tell you when you're using electricity and how much you're using. It'll go this way, and when you're being more efficient, it stays in the center, and if it's using the gas engine, it'll go the other way. Or when you're charging, when you're charging, the needle will go to the left side. And then you have your total range. So you can see thus far we have 238 miles on here. 19 miles of battery right now, and 219 of gas range for the combined of the 238. And you can see you still have your trip info, but it does break it out by how much electricity you've used, how much gas engine you've used to give you your total. And on this vehicle, we have 286 miles in total. We've done 250 miles of electric and 36 miles of gas, with an average MPGs of 28.2 when combined. Again, you have your audio, your messages, your setup for the screen. You can adjust what you have in this corner. Right now we have the clock. What you have in that corner, we have the range. And on the right side and left side, you can put in different meters or different information that you would like. You can put it in whether it's in park, drive, or what gear. Your odometer is always on there. And then you have some information over here on the left-hand side of what mode it's in. If you have it in hybrid mode, if you have it in electric mode, or if you have it in e-save mode. And each of those modes are different, and we'll talk about that as we start driving. If you notice, when I put it into e-save, it kicked on the engine because it wants to charge the battery based off of how I have the Jeep 4XE set up right now. And we'll cover that when we look at the Uconnect screen. So let's talk about the Uconnect and what makes the Uconnect unique for the 4XE. So if you guys have seen some of my previous videos, we've covered the Uconnect system in some detail. So I'm not going to get in high-depth detail this time. If you'd like to see that, go check out that previous video I did back when the JL first came out. Since then, there hasn't been any serious or major changes whatsoever to the Uconnect. But for the 4XE, they have added the e-hybrid screen. So I'll go ahead and click on that so we can talk about that for a second. So in here, it will tell you actively whether it's using the electricity to drive the vehicle or if it's using the gas to drive the vehicle. And you can see that power flow going from the battery to the drivetrain. And if you're coasting downhill and you're doing a regen, you'll watch it regen back to the battery. And when the electric or gas kicks in, you can see it using both. And if you're flooring it and trying to drive with some quickness, you'll watch both the electricity and the battery kick in and power both. It'll also show you digitally over here what it's using, kilowatts coming from the engine versus the battery, and how much your climate control is using. So if I turn the climate control off, that number will decrease to 0. If I turn it back on, it'll tell you how much power it's consuming as it runs. And that's a pretty cool feature to have in the 4XE for those of you who are tech geeks like myself that really want to optimize the system and get the most out of it. Next, you have the driving history mode, which will tell you based off of how you've been driving, how much electricity you've used versus gas. And it'll show you for a range of days how efficiently you've been driving. Then for charging schedule, you can actually set this up so your vehicle will charge based off the schedule you want. For those of you who get lower electricity prices at later evening times, you can set this up to charge only during those times at night to really optimize the efficiency and the cost of the electricity that you charge your vehicle with. In my case, I don't have a benefit to charging at night versus the day, so I just leave that unchecked so I can charge it at any time I plug it in. It'll just automatically turn on. Next is the e-save. So we were talking about these 3 buttons down here, the hybrid, the electric, and e-save. This is where you can set up e-save. So you can set it so that when you press the button, turn it into e-save, it'll save whatever battery you have left in the car, but it won't charge further up. kind of like a Vault for anybody who used to have a Vault, in that you would put the hold mode on. It would hold the charge level at a certain point and run the generator to keep that charge level there. You can also select it to do battery charge, which is what I have it set to, where if I click the eSave button, it'll try and charge this up to 100%. And once it hits 100%, it'll turn off. So you can choose which way you'd like to do that. And I think that's a very good feature to have. And I think the Chevy Vault learned to do that. The first couple of years didn't have that. And then later on it became available. And it's a really good feature for a plug-in hybrid. So you have the choice of choosing if you want to charge the battery. Say you're on the freeway for a period of time, click eSave, let it charge the battery. When the gas engine's most efficient, maintaining a set level of speed, and you can be most effective doing that. And then when you get into the city, turn it off and let it do its thing. Additionally, there is another button in the Jeep. This is the button that allows you to turn on and off max regeneration. So in the 2023 Jeep Rubicon 4xe, again, like all other Rubicons, you do have the four-wheel drive, and this has 2 high, 4 auto, 4 high part-time, neutral, and 4 low. You still have the 410 transfer case. This is, of course, an automatic. All 4xes are an automatic. You get another little Jeep up here. And the Easter eggs throughout this vehicle are awesome to find. There's another one here. On the hood, there's a sandal. I believe it's over on that side of it. Finding all the Easter eggs is a fun game to do. All right, guys, so let's go ahead, take the emergency brake off. The car is started, the Jeep is started, and let's put it into reverse and check behind us, use our camera, and we can see that we're clear behind us. If you guys can hear that, it's silent. There's a slight noise generated by the Jeep to warn pedestrians that we're moving, but otherwise there is no engine noise because the engine is not running right now. We're working fully off of electric. And you guys can hear how quiet this is, and it does make artificial noise up to about 20 miles per hour, I believe it is. It's 20 or 25 to warn pedestrians that you're driving, but after that, that noise goes away. We'll pull up to the stop sign, look both ways, and we'll pull out of the neighborhood. And I'll be quiet for a second so you guys can hear it. So hopefully you can hear that little buzzing engine noise that it makes. And then as we regen up to a stop, so again, I'm going to be quiet and let you hear it. And right now we're driving in the electric only mode. So this is all electric, no gas engine, and you can hear the different noise it makes when it's just using electric. All right, so I'm gonna put it in hybrid mode now and drive a little bit. You guys will notice it'll kick on the engine when it feels it needs to. So right now it's kicking on the gas engine. And if you stomp on the gas, it moves out really quick, especially for a Jeep. This Jeep also stops really well, as you guys could see there. I want to make sure that we don't get in any trouble, break any laws. Oh, look at this classic. Beautiful. Wow. So right now we're in hybrid mode, but it's using electric only by choice. It's smart enough to know when and when not to use electric in hybrid mode. And the hybrid mode is designed to use up all of your electricity before it wants to kick on the gas, unless you're in a situation where it wants the extra power of having the combined electric and gas mode functioning. So it is smart and designed to do that, to work most efficiently, to optimize your range and everything else. All right, so let's take a quick break here and let's go take a look at the engine under the hood so you guys can see what's under the hood of this 2023 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited Rubicon 4xe. So we'll put it in park, put the brake on, and for this, let's go ahead and just shut the engine off. But I did want to show you this trip summary screen because it's really cool to have that so you can see just how efficient or how much gas or electricity used on your trip, how long it was, their percent estimated time to 100% to charge it on a level 1 charger and a level 2 charger. So under the hood, again, you have the same old hood latches you have for every Jeep. Now there are some differences in here on a 4xe model versus a regular 2.0 liter engine. And in this case, obviously the charge port's connected in. You see these big orange cables for the high kilowatt battery charging system. And you'll also notice that this doesn't have your regular alternator. It has a generator hooked up to the front here that will charge your 12-volt system. So that's a difference from the regular 2-liter engine. But this 2-liter engine is the same as others. It has the small Garrett's turbo in the system here. It is a turbocharged system, and it puts out a nice bit of power. It's heavy on the torque, and the combination with the torque and the electric engine makes this pack quite a bit of punch. It's got as much torque as a 392 does, but you don't get that lovely, beautiful Mopar growl that you get out of that V8, that 392. And I will say, if you love that noise, then this is not the right package for you because this is way too quiet. But it sure does kick you in the pants. I would say it even jumps a little quicker than the 392. But you do definitely miss that visceral feeling that you get from that big V8 engine. It's quite amazing when you think about it, because this puts out 375 horsepower and 470 torque. And that torque is instant with the electric motor kicked in and with the turbo. When you really put your foot down into it, this thing takes off. It jumps. It's just something you don't expect in a Jeep. After having owned several of these myself and the Gladiator, this thing takes off. It made that Gladiator feel like it stood still. I love my Gladiator, but it was way underpowered for the size of that vehicle and the weight of that vehicle. It's something that always bothered me, and I wish it would had a more powerful drivetrain in it, but it didn't. So this is what we have here, and I'm telling you, thus far, I'm loving this combo. You know, I did a video on a 2-door Wrangler that had this combo in it, and I loved that little Wrangler for the day that I had it. It was a great vehicle, but this is a great looking vehicle. So quickly to recap it, going around the back, I did forget to show you guys the tow hitch. So we'll come around back here real quick. You guys can see, because it has the tow package, it does have the tow hitch on it, and they gave us a nice little cover for that. And then you have the connections here for hooking up your trailer, or if you have electrical items that go to that, hooks up in there. And even though it is a plug-in hybrid, you still have to have an exhaust for that turbo, and there it is there. And the 2023 still had the iconic red Rubicon suspension in there. And of course you get the Dana rear end and the Dana front end because it is a Rubicon, and it does still, being a Rubicon, have the 410 transfer case ratio and gearing in this car, or in this, I guess it's an SUV, right? Jeeps are considered an SUV. This is our brand new 4xe in bright white. I hope you guys enjoyed this vehicle. If there's more information that you guys want to know about this vehicle, please drop that down in the comments. We'll make sure that we include that for you. And of course, as we do modifications to this vehicle, we'll cover that, and we'll give you guys check-ins periodically on the vehicle and how it's doing, pros and cons of it as we go along, and share our experience of having an electric vehicle with you guys. We're looking forward to this. I hope you guys are too. I hope you find this interesting, and thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing. Please hit that like and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and let us know what you want to see, and we'll try and make sure that we cover that content for you. Thank you, and appreciate all the views you guys give us.